everyone, Michelle McCarthy here from Homeschooling in the Pines. Welcome back to my channel. Today is the first video of a very fun series that I am hosting with Ingrid from Mommy and Mia Homeschool Chronicles, Bonnie from Mrs. Mom, and Heidi from Boy Bus Mama. We are hosting a month-long series about Hispanic Heritage Month. We decided to come together and just share with you all about our culture, share recipes, share books, share about important people from the Hispanic community, just to raise a little bit of awareness about Hispanic Heritage Month. Hispanic Heritage Month is a month-long celebration that starts September 15th all the way to October 15th. And during that month, we just would like to celebrate who we are, our Hispanics, celebrate famous people, teach you guys about our amazing food, and just to raise a little bit more awareness. Okay, so make sure when you're done watching this video, you go below and check that playlist so you can see the other 3 ladies that are doing this collaboration with me, and also make sure that you subscribe to their channels. Okay. So for all of you who don't know, I am originally from Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is an island in the Caribbean, and I have been here in the United States for longer than I was there. I moved to the United States when I was 15 years old with my family, and that was a really hard transition for us. Okay, but I've been here more than I was in Puerto Rico, but of course my heart is still there. Most of my family is still there. My parents, of course, are in the US, and my brother, but everybody else is still back in the island. One of the things that I love the most about being, from Puerto Rico and about our culture is how our culture is made from so many other different cultures. Our culture of Puerto Ricans, we are a mix of Spanish, we are a mix of Indian, from natives from the island, and African. So that's what makes our beautiful people from Puerto Rico, how our culture is so rich, and how everybody looks absolutely different in the island, because we are the mixture of 3 amazing cultures throughout the years, and this that's how Puerto Rico came to be. Today I want to show you I'm going to share with you a recipe. Really simple one, because I'll be making in the Instant Pot how to make arroz con gandules. Arroz con gandules is rice with pigeon peas, and this is a very typical food from Puerto Rico. We eat this in the island all the time, but especially during the holidays. So today I'm going to make this for you. I'm going to make it in an Instant Pot because I am all about making things quick and just simplicity for a busy mom. So I'm going to be making pigeon peas, rice with pigeon peas, arroz con gandules, and I'm going to be making it with some pork. So I'm going to share with you all the ingredients that we're going to need for this recipe, and then I'm going to show you how to make it. So I have 3 small boneless pork chops that I'm going to season with some adobo. Okay, so I'm going to season that, so I'm going to put that in there. You can make a pigeon peas rice with pork, without pork, but I'm going to make this a whole meal, so I'm going to make it with some pork already in it. You're going to need 2 cups of white rice, long grain white rice. We are going to need 4 ounces of tomato sauce. We're going to need 1 package of sazon Goya. This is what gives it extra flavor and gives it that reddish color. We're going to need 1 can of pigeon peas, and it was really hard for me to find pigeon peas here in my town. There's only 1 store, I think, that sells them here. I bought already sofrito already made, and you can make sofrito. I know Ingrid and Bonnie have some videos in their channels about how to make sofritos, so make sure you check them out. But I got some homemade store-bought Goya sofrito. I got some olives. Okay, so we're gonna need 2 tablespoons of sofrito, 2 tablespoons of olives. We are going to do 2.5 cups of chicken stock. So when I make rice in the Instant Pot, I want to make it in the stove. I put half a cup extra of what I'm making. So I'm making 2 cups of rice, so I'm going to put 2.5 cups of chicken broth, because you don't want it to get too dry. And to salt and pepper, some salt. When I make my rice, I put 1 teaspoon per cup of rice that I'm making. So I'm gonna need 2 teaspoons. And we're also gonna need some olive oil. I'm gonna put olive oil in the Instant Pot to saute the ingredients in here, but I also make my rice. Put about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. One of the things that I remember the most about my grandma, she used to make the best rice, and she used to put a lot of oil in her rice, and that's what made it the best rice in the world. So I've been adding about 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil to my rice. I don't add as much as my grandma used to, but so I'll add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in there, okay? So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I did, I put my Instant Pot in saute, and I waited till it to be hot. And I'm gonna put about 2 tablespoons in there of olive oil. Okay. I am going to add some sofrito, so I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of sofrito in there. And then I'm gonna add the meat, okay? I'm gonna move it a little bit, and I'm gonna add the meat. I season the meat with some adobo Goya, okay? I'm gonna put this in here. So I'm gonna saute the meat a little bit until it gets brown. So just wait here a couple minutes until that gets brown, okay? So I'm gonna just keep talking a little bit about Puerto Rico. I don't know if you all know, but Puerto Rico is part of the United States. It is not a state, but it is a U.S. territory. So we in Puerto Rico, English is very, spoken a lot. A lot of the schools are bilingual. Like when I was in Puerto Rico, I went to a bilingual school. We use American money, and a lot of the things are very Americanized. We do have a lot of things that are just our culture, but we have a lot of things that come from the United States, of course, because we are a U.S. territory. When we travel to the United States, we don't need a passport or anything. We just travel here like we were traveling to another state, okay? One of the things about our culture is food is such an important part of who we are and what our family is. Everything, just like in any culture, but when we get together, it's all about the food and the cooking, and all the women are in the kitchen talking and making food. Those are all the great memories that I have from my childhood. Just, family is so important, and just family and all center around food. Puerto Rican food is pretty amazing. I don't cook that much Puerto Rican food. My mom never did cook that much when we moved here. Puerto Rican food when we moved to the U.S. But I would love to learn. I took my husband to Puerto Rico a couple of years ago for my cousin's wedding, and he just loved Puerto Rican food. So I just need to learn how to cook a lot more things. I think it's the only thing that I make, and just because I need to keep that part of my culture alive, especially the food, okay? So this is sauteing. Let it saute for a little bit longer, a couple more minutes here, just to make sure that the meat is brown for the most part, because this is we're gonna cook this in the rice option here, okay? This is pretty much saute. What I'm going to do, I am going to turn it off, okay? It's pretty brown now, and once the rice cooks, the meat will cook, so I'm gonna turn it off. So now that the meat is seasoned, what I'm going to do, I am going to start by adding 2.5 cups of chicken stock, okay? So we're gonna add 2.5 cups because I am making 2 cups of rice. I always make half a cup more of the amount of rice that I'm making, okay? So I'm gonna add 1 cup. Okay, got 2. Add half a cup, so I got 2.5 cups. Okay. I'm gonna add 4 ounces of tomato sauce. I'm gonna put half a can. This is 8 ounces. I'm gonna put half a can. Okay, so this is about half a can. Okay. I'm gonna put the gandules in it, the pigeon peas. Okay. I'm gonna put the 2 tablespoons of olives in there. I'm not a big olive fan, but I know these things are better when you put a bit of olives in it, and then you keep it more traditional. So I put 2 olives in there. And we're gonna add the rice. So I have 2 cups of rice, okay? And after this, we are going to add 1 packet of the Sazon Goya. Okay, this is what gives it a yellow color. Okay, I'm gonna put it in there. I use this also to make when I make yellow rice. I use this Sazon Goya. So I'm gonna mix it all together. I'm gonna taste them. Actually, I'm not gonna taste it because I don't think the meat is completely cooked. Never mind. I just wanted to taste the water. See if it needed a little bit more salt. But I think I'm gonna leave it like that because I have the seasoning and I also have the sofrito in there, and I put some seasoning in the meat. So I might just add maybe 1 teaspoon of salt in there, and I'm gonna add a little bit more oil. So I'm just gonna put 1, and then I'm gonna put some more oil. Okay, so I'm gonna put about 2 tablespoons of oil just to make it so it'll be so dry, make it moist, and make it taste like my grandma used to make. Okay, so we're gonna stir. Okay, so now that I have all the ingredients in here, I'm gonna close the Instant Pot, and I'm gonna make sure the valve is to the back. I'm gonna seal the Instant Pot, and I'm gonna cook it on rice. And it's gonna take 12 minutes to cook. I think I've done this in the Instant Pot. This is my 2nd time making rice with Pigeon peas in the Instant Pot. So let's see how it tastes. Hope it's not too salty, or I hope it's salty enough. I didn't want to try the water because I have some, the meat is not completely cooked, so I just want to make sure. Okay, so we're gonna make sure to cook this in 12 minutes, and then we'll see how it looks. So the rice is done. It's been doing natural release for the last 3 minutes. I'm just gonna open it up. Okay, so make sure you open the valve to not touch it with your hands because steam will come up and burn you. So it's done releasing all the steam, and I'm going to see what it looks like. It looks really good. So I'm going to give it a little try really quick. Give it. It's pretty good. It's pretty moist because of the extra olive oil that I put in there. I'll say when I make rice, I add about 1 or 2 tablespoons of olive oil into the water just to make it moist, and it's just really yummy. So this is gonna be really good. This is for a dinner tonight, and I'm really excited to try it. Hopefully it will get too dry here in the Instant Pot. So I'm just gonna keep it on warm till it's time to eat dinner, okay? So thank you so much for watching. Be on the lookout for next week. We're gonna have another video. Next week we're gonna be sharing with you all read alouds that we're gonna be doing with our children during Hispanic Heritage Month. So we can't wait to share. Then we're going to be, the week after that, we are going to be talking about a famous Hispanic artist, or it could be a politician, it could be a scientist. So we're gonna be sharing with you all about an important Hispanic person. And the last week we are gonna be doing a fun Hispanic poetry tea with our kids, and I think I'm gonna be making something yummy, and I will share that recipe with you all. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Make sure you check the playlist below so you can see the other 3 ladies that are doing this series with me. I'm so excited to watch what they're making in their videos. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all soon.